All right, good afternoon. We have the team of Billy and Fabian against the team of Bethany and Sierra over the topic of, is Wolf guilty of murdering grandmother? Outside of my chambers, we decided the team of Billy and Fabian would give their opening statements first, followed by the team of Sierra and Bethany. That being said, Billy and Fabian, your opening statements.
Make sure. Good evening, Honorable Judge Legal and participating jury. Today we will be discussing whether the wolf, my defendant, is guilty or not, and we are for not guilty.
Okay. Thank you. Jury, go ahead and put in not guilty of murder. For Team A, do you have anything to add, Fabian? Okay. Ladies, your opening statements.
Good afternoon, our most esteemed Honorable Judge Legal and our most prominent members of the jury. I, Sierra Prosser, and my partner Bethany Brechtail are here to testify and prove that the prosecutor, who goes by the name of the Big Bad Wolf, is guilty of the murder of the sweet, old, innocent grandma of the well-known Little Red Riding Hood. Our evidence proves that the wolf had a motive and he brutally took her life. After hearing what we are going to say throughout the case, you will see for yourself how this dangerous wolf is guilty of taking this little girl's grandmother away from her. Thank you.
Jury, under control. There are members, 4 of us probably, not under control. Thank you. Jury, go ahead and score opening statements for both sides. Billy and Fabian, do you have any comments, witnesses, or evidence at this time? Okay, go ahead. Speak up when you're ready.
We have a story right here.
This is the actual Red Riding Hood story?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Right here, that once upon a time, there lived a certain village in the country, the prettiest creature who I've ever seen. The mother was excessively fond of her, and her grandmother doted on her still more. This woman had a little red riding hood named for her. It suited the girl so extremely well that everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
Here it says, on one day, her mother, having made some cakes, said to her, "Go, my dear, and see how your grandmother is doing. For I hear she has been very, very ill. Take her cake and this little pot of bread." Little Red Riding Hood set out immediately to go to the grandmother, who lived in another village. As she was going through the wood, she met with a wolf, who had a very great mind to eat her up, but he dared not, because some of the woodcutters were working nearby in the forest. He asked her where she was going, and poor child, he did not know that it was dangerous to stay and talk to her and sit with him. I'm going to see my grandmother and carry a cake and a little pot of butter from her mouth.
Okay, so what's the main thing you just read? You were just read that. So what's the main thing you want us to get out of that?
Out of that is that the great big bad wolf and the Little Red Riding Hood on the way to the grandmother's house.
Okay. You have more?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And then next it says, "Does she live far off?" said the wolf. "Oh, I say it's a Little Red Riding Hood. Is the one that mill you see there at the first house in the village." It says that the wolf is going to its grandmother's house.
Okay.
Who goes there? Little Red Riding Hood goes. Your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood, replied the wolf. Time to fitting the wolves. So I brought you a cake and a little pot of butter since that mother. The good grandmother who was in bed because she was somewhat ill, cried out, pull the bobbin and latch the door. The wolf pulled the bobbin and the door opened and then immediately fell upon the good wolf. Woman and put her in the closet. I grew up and put her in the closet.
Okay, she's in the closet.
And a little bit Riding Hood. Let me see.
What?
Little Red Riding Hood, hearing the big voice of the wolf, was first afraid, but believing her grandmother had a cold and a horse, answered, "It is your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood, who has brought you a cake and a little pot of butter for yourself."
Okay, so you're just reading the whole story at this point. Okay,
But what I want to get out is that the wolf grabbed the grandmother, tied her up, and put her in the closet while Little Red Riding Hood was.
okay, so let's just put that into the brains. The wolf tied up grandmother and what?
But put her in the closet.
And put her in the closet, okay?
While he was wearing the grandmother's uniform.
And tricked, okay. So what else, do you have another comment, witness or evidence you want to show up after that? Okay, so we have that in our brains. Let's go to the girls now and see what they want to say. Girls, do you have any comments, witnesses, or evidence?
Yes.
Detective John Smith to the stand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God or whomever you believe in?
I do.
Okay. Jury, witness number one is John Smith. Your witness, girls.
Hello, Detective John Smith. Do you have any identification so we know who you are?
Yes, I have my badge here.
Do you have an ID?
Yes, I do. Yeah. My ID.
So you're certified in the police station of Scottsdale. I mean, Scottsdale. And
Okay. Go ahead and put ID under evidence for team.
so this is indeed John Smith, Detective Smith. Okay. So now for some, what did you see when you first came into the house or the little cottage that your grandma lived in?
I saw the door. The first thing I noticed, it looked like it had been forcefully opened. And there was little claw marks and stuff on the floor.
Did it look like there was an animal attack?
Yes, it did. It actually have hair from the animal. It looked like a wolf had gone into the grandma's cottage.
Was there any other suspects there except the wolf?
No.
When you questioned the wolf, did he have a guilty conscience?
Yes, he did. I noticed he had been fidgeting with his hands a lot, and he had his eyes were going all over the place. He was starting to break a sweat.
When you went into the house, was the grandma alive or anywhere to be found?
No, she wasn't. I checked all over the house. I checked under her bed. I checked in the closets. I even checked around the house.
Checked in the closet? Do you have any other evidence with you proving that there was a murder, there was a wolf?
So I found this on her bed, mixed up with all of her bed sheets. It's a lock.
Bring those over here. Bring the other. All right, jury, go ahead and enter in wolf hair for team B. And enter in, what is this, detective?
That is piece of grandma's shirt.
Grandma's shirt with blood. Okay, put those into your evidence. Continue.
So for these pieces, they were both found on the bed, correct? Thank you for your time.
Do you have anything for Detective Smith? Cross-examine Mr. Smith.
Yes, we would like to cross-examine detectives. So you said that there were scratch marks on the house, correct? Why would there be scratch marks if the grandma showed the wolf how to get into the house? Might I ask?
Who says grandma showed the wolf how to get in?
My report here actually.
Okay, read that one line to us again if you can.
It says, use a bobby to open the door, and then that's the only thing that's really needed.
So basically, you used a bobbing tin to
Open the door.
crack it open. Okay.
Did the grandma tell
Yes,
wolf?
that's what I just read.
So was it locked?
Okay.
Yes.
He asked the questions. He will answer. So what question do you have for the detective?
Why would there be scratch marks around the house? Should you be allowed?
Grandma?
Speak up.
Also in her, when she was talking, she said that oh no, it was my colleague here that said the wolf lunged upon her and put her into the closet. And you're sure there was nothing,
No.
no sign of that?
No closet.
And could I see your fabric, your blood, please?
Where did the fabric go?
I would also like to claim that the grandma did have a sickness of coughing blood. Of course, no documents of this because she
So
lived
she
alone in the woods.
she was sick. She's been sick and coughs blood.
Yes, which was also claimed by her granddaughter.
Okay.
You may have this back.
So that blood may be from grandma. That blood, well, it's grandma's blood, either from coughing or being bitten.
Yes.
One of the two. Continue.
And I would also like to ask, did you find any more evidence of a wolf being there besides the first one?
Like I said earlier, there were scratch marks on the floor. The door was broken. So I was and other than that, there were footprints outside. Other than that, nothing much.
Could you determine the size?
I'd say it was about the size, a little bit bigger than my hand.
No further questions.
That's the size of the footprint, right? About the size of the detective's hand. Do you have any questions, Fabian? Okay, do you have anything else, ladies, for detective?
No.
Step down. Jury, go ahead and score John Smith. Billy Fabian, comments, witnesses, or evidence?
I would like to call up our first witness, Little Red.
Little Red to the stand. Other way. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in?
Yes, sir.
Jury, witness 2 is Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, no, Red Riding Hood. Did you encounter a wolf on your way to your grandmother's house? If so, how would you say the wolf acted?
I did find a wolf on my way to my grandmother's house, and when I was talking to him, he seemed shy and very timid.
Question. When did you get to your grandmother's?
Well, I'd say I got there around noon. Yeah, it was very quiet. Something that was there.
The rest is smooth.
I would like to ask, when you did get to your grandmother's house, was there any sign of a fight?
And I guess that everything came in place, everything seemed normal.
Okay. And as you all just heard, I'm sure, seeing as there was no sign of a fight, was there blood? In fact,
Well,
Was the latch looked like, was it open metal to the door?
The door, it seemed hit or not. Okay.
After that, I would like to add that should a grandmother be attacked by a wolf with big claws, big feet, and sharp teeth at that, would there not be more blood than just the fabric? Before, of course. Have you heard or read of a wolf attacking a human?
Now that I think about it, no, not really.
Why would you say that is?
Well, at least the wolves I know of have only been really friendly and not violent.
Thank you. No further questions.
Okay. Cross-examine.
Yes. Hello, Red Riding Hoods. I'm gonna ask you first some, how do I put this? Personal questions, maybe about yourself. What school do you attend to?
I go to the village school, it doesn't have a name.
Really? What's your real name? You okay? Are you having memory loss? We can get a doctor. We have one.
I've always been called Little Red.
Who made you that coat?
My grandmother.
Well, how long were you? So sad that she's dead. Well, you see, your mother gave me your school ID.
My school ID.
Yes, school ID.
So
You go to our academy with the phone number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 4, 1, 2. Or did I count that wrong? Okay. But your name is, you really don't know what your name is.
sometimes it flips me because everybody calls me by my nickname.
Well, would you like to know your name?
Enlighten me.
We'll do it later. Okay, so first of all, you said you didn't see any, no blood when you went in,
No blood.
but you stated that she had a coughing, a lung disorder, a blood disorder, whatever it may be, that she coughs up blood.
You cough up blood. When you cough up blood, it's going to stay in perimeter around your chest.
But you saw no blood.
No blood around the house. If there was an attack, it would be all over the wall.
Now for some science. Now, if you bend your chin, this is not going to go around your collar. Nuh-uh. It's going to go right here. Is your grandma prominent of always coughing like this? Or does she ever go in her own home? I cough like this at my house. I don't care. There's tissues in the other room. I don't use them. Okay. Wow. So now, how do you tell if a little knob of doors hit?
Well, you would see no damage to the door, and you would see the lock, and you would see it pushed open.
So you just see it pushed open. So she couldn't have gone up and opened it herself and just
That could also be a possibility.
So even if she let him in, could he still attack her? If she thought that it was you, you're like, oh, my granddaughter's here, I'm gonna let her in. Could he still attack her?
Yes, would that be a close one to do? I don't think that was on the time.
Well, this wolf is an Iberian wolf, which is prominent in the forest and feed off of rabbits. That is live prey. They do not go to flower gardens. They may pick the flowers, but they do not eat the flowers. They eat the rabbits that like the flowers. And then, so I see you have a basket. Do you have any cakes? Where did you pick them from?
And not so much the time, maybe I took them home. It's one or the other.
Because
Now, why would I bring cake to the court?
Well, who would I give it to? Or would you eat them yourself? You're sobbing, you're crying, your grandma just died. I'm gonna eat some cake. You know, I'm not gonna wait for the funeral. I eat it now. It's so good. What flavors of cake did you make? We'll share otherwise a little bit later. Good day.
Are we gonna get to her name though?
Her name is Bella Sheck.
All right,
And that's the real Red Riding Hood.
gotcha. Little Red, you may step down. Jury, go ahead and score witness 2. Guys, it's time to hear from you. Comments, witnesses, or evidence? Please do not talk to the lawyers. Gentlemen, comments, witnesses, or evidence? Not at this time.
Like that.
Ladies, comments, witnesses, or evidence?
We like to call our Red Riding Hood.
The real Red Riding Hood, please.
The real Little Red Riding Hood to the stand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God or whomever you believe in?
I have something for you.
Thank you. All right, witness 3, Little Red Riding Hood.
Hello. Yes. How have you been doing after this tragedy?
I've been really sad and lonely because I just lost my grandma. She was my best friend.
Did your grandma before she died ever tell you stories about like her past?
Yeah, she told me how hard it was for her and her family in the winters.
Did she ever tell you the story about her father maybe?
I think so. I think she said something about her father having to kill a wolf to eat for her family that hasn't been eaten during the winter.
And ladies and gentlemen, we bring this up because we did a little digging and we learned many years ago that the grandma and her family were struggling during the winter, so they had no choice but to kill what they could for food. So it turns out one winter they had to kill one of the wolf's brothers, and it affected him a lot. But we have evidence.
One of the pack.
We have a diary of the grandma talking about one of the winters. It's hard to read, it's very old, so we have.
Okay, enter diary. I'm not going to read it. Whose diary is this again?
The grandma's.
Grandmother's diary.
Once you-
What is this?
Since it's hard to read, this is what it.
You guys got to quit
says.
talking to her next time. You got to go. I'm giving you 2 chances. Sorry, one more time. What is this?
This is what the diary says. 'Cause it's so
Oh,
hard to read. So,
are you going to read this? Or are we going to read this? Do we need to read this?
basically, to sum it up, it talks about how hard the winter is and how her father killed the wolf, the big bad wolf's brother, and yeah. So, did you have any suspicions of the wolf when you first met him?
Yeah, he was being really suspicious because he wouldn't leave me alone after I told him multiple times that I was in a rush, and he kept trying to get me to go with him.
Okay, did he seem as if he was happy?
Yeah, he kept asking about my grandma and her cottage.
And was your grandma anywhere from town?
No.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a confession from the wolf stating that he's gonna go kill the grandma.
Give a confession from the wolf saying he is going to go kill. All right, so enter a confession. Are we reading this?
Well, if you open it up, you'll see it is signed by him with his paw print.
Letter from the wolf. I'll read it real quickly. Dear Mother, I'm not sure if you remember, but I am sure you do, of the family that lived near us in the woods. Of the one winter when my brother, your son, was killed by their father and eaten for their dinner. They insulted our family and caused us pain. I am done feeling this pain, and I must take our revenge. Make their family feel the pain we felt. I am going to find and kill the daughter of the man who killed my brother. She lives in the woods, I know, but I don't know exactly where. But I do know she is now old and frail and will be easy to kill.
And if you can see, we also have his paw prints to compare that.
All right, put that into the evidence, matching paw prints that are found on the letter. Look good to me. Okay, what else?
And our final question, we will explain this later, but do you recognize this person?
Yeah, that's my grandma.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the grandma that was brutally murdered. It's her grandma. You can see how devastated she is.
That's Little Red's grandma.
Yes. And you'll see why we're using her picture later. No
No.
further questions.
This really hits home when you see the picture of the grandma. Thank you.
No further.
Cross-examine?
We would. Can I see your quote-unquote real story?
You don't have one out?
A story like the one happened.
The one that you
You don't have one out?
Oh, her journal?
You said the real story.
Down.
Okay.
So you can only look at, Morning Lester, you can only look at evidence they've already shown.
They said they had the real story, is what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
So might I ask, how old was your grandma?
I don't know. She never really liked to talk about her age.
Okay, with the picture, I'm assuming, could you give me a educated guess on age?
Probably in her 80s and 90s.
Now, wouldn't that put the wolf around the same age as well? Seeing as he knew the daughter was.
I don't think so.
I'll let my colleague.
Anything for Little Red? No? Okay, Little Red, you may step down. Jury, score out witness 3. Okay, so you girls, no more witnesses?
We have one more.
Okay, we'll try to get 2. Gentlemen, how many? One more. Let's go to you then. Next witness.
We would like to call up.
Who?
What's his name?
Oh. Oh to the stand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in?
Yes.
Okay. Witness for people O.
All right. Please state your name. Have you been attacked by a wolf?
Not that I can remember.
Have you ever seen a wolf before?
Well, yeah, but not like in that general area. But I have seen a wolf before.
You ever killed one?
No, every time I see him, I just scare him off.
Not that aggressive, by the way.
Yeah, not toward the people, at least people I know.
Any questions?
Anything else for O?
Yes. Would you say every wolf that you have encountered is shy or meaning they run away? Yeah. Would you say they have ever stepped up to you in any way, shape, or form? No. I usually try to avoid confrontation. Would you, to your knowledge at least, do you think they'd go after a little grandma rather than a small, weak, and frail, alone, Red Riding Hood in the forest?
No, I mean, grandma was one inside, so there would be no way they would know she's inside, so they wouldn't have even gone for her in the first place.
And seeing as you were nearby for having her, and she had actually going to her grandmother's house. Was she in any way, shape, or form, was she followed by you?
No, I didn't see one.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay. Fabian, anything for O? Girls, cross-examine O.
Yes, we can both do it.
One at a time.
Okay. So just quick question. Have you ever seen this specific wolf before?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, so it's possible he could have come from a faraway place to.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a possibility.
So he might not be the same as the wolves in your area.
Well, yeah, but there'd be a very small chance that he's not the same.
Okay. And would you say if a wolf was upset, do you suppose he would attack them?
Well, I mean, if he somehow recognizes exactly who she is, maybe. But again, wolves don't really live like that. They don't hold grudges very easily.
Unless, let's say his brother was killed. Let's say if your brother was killed, would you hold a grudge against the family or the person who killed him?
Yes, but I wouldn't enact revenge. Two wrongs don't make a right. And seeing as he's clearly a smart wolf, I think he would also know that.
You have some-
O, have we established who you are? Who are you?
Well,
What do you do?
well, I am, for the most part, a lumberjack.
So you're a woodsman. You're in the woods a
Yeah,
lot. You're,
I'm in the woods like all the time.
that helps.
I live in the woods. I get my food from the woods. Work in the woods. So,
Anything else for O?
Sierra,
You have questions for O?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. So, what's your last name?
My last name.
Yes.
Well, I don't really have a last name because I didn't really have any parents growing up, so I wasn't even an exact last name.
That's odd. Do you know about wolves? Like a lot about them?
I mean, there's a good amount of wolves that live around me, so
Hmm.
take the time to learn about them.
So wolves do live around you.
It's been not a lot.
So you know types of wolves.
Well, not by name, I just know them by colors. Their fur and size.
Okay.
I'm not really educated, so
So I know a few things about wolves. So if you list off a few things about wolves, can I maybe try to differentiate up and tell you what the names of the wolves are?
yeah, sure. So, I'd say the most common wolf that lives around me would be roughly medium-sized wolves with gray-brown toned furs and large paws, like probably not that large.
And you're saying that that's the only type of wolf there.
No, that's just the main type. There's a few other types.
It's the most common.
It's
Yeah.
sounds like a woodland wolf. But what's an Iberian wolf? Have you ever seen one before? Because they are the most common in forests. They're a little bit smaller. They are very different in color. Very. There's red wolves, but Iberians can still be red. Iberians can be gray. They can be black. They can be multicolored. Basically, any color. So, but let me hear that again. Did you say that there's only one type of wolf?
No, for like the third time I said they are the most common type.
So there's a chance that there's still other wolves.
Yes.
But you don't know those wolves very well.
I don't know them by name.
You don't know those wolves very well. What do you know about them then?
Right, well, I know the specific types of wolves that live near me. Now, keep in mind, I live.
Like the names of them? Do you know what the
No,
breed?
I don't know. I don't know any names.
He doesn't know.
I know what they eat,
Ah,
what they are, what color they are.
what they eat?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what they eat?
Well, most wolves in my area either go for, the larger wolves, they go for sheep.
Mm.
Now, a person who is much bigger than a sheep, that would like 3 sheep at like the shortest person I know. Like 3 of them. How big is a sheep? Like 6 foot, right?
Whatever you believe.
No, like 2 feet, 2.5 feet. It's the biggest thing I've seen them go for. Now, most of the time they go for smaller things such as rabbits or even, low-flying birds.
Okay. Can I tell you something? Can you tell me where this is? This is the woods, right? Why would a wolf who loves sheep live in the forest?
Shepherds.
Sheep live in a prairie. They eat grass. They don't eat leaves. They don't eat leaves. They don't eat flowers. Blah, 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 blah. They don't eat most vegetables. They eat grass. Why are they in the forest?
If you allow me to answer this, I can figure this out.
Okay.
You see, there's actually
One second. Jury, settle in. Go ahead.
there's actually a decent amount of shepherds in the woods, mainly because it's a very secluded area. There's not a lot of people to distract them or trying to steal their sheep. And I don't know if you know this, but there's grass in the forest, so they can eat that, not just weeds and weeds.
Okay. And why would sheep be in a forest? Okay, there's grass. What type of grass? Why? One more thing. Oh, I have actually 2 more things.
You want me to pick that up?
I'll do it. And shepherds are supposed to watch after their sheep. In the forest, it gets pretty dense. Trees, bushes, big trees, really big trees. How can they see their sheep? How is that good on finding sheep? Finally. Why? Is there a doctor's note that he says he couldn't be on work on that day? Why?
He could not be at work that
Nope.
day? Okay.
Why did he not check into his work on that day? Why wasn't he there? Why?
Well, actually, I don't like to work, and our doctors aren't extraordinarily great, so I can just kind of say anything, and they'll be like, all right, I'll write you a slip so you don't have to go to work, and then just hanging out at home. Keep in mind, I do live in Wood, so it's not like I live in the village with everyone else.
Sure, go ahead and put in doctor's note for Team B.
I thought the grandma lived alone. Why is he here?
All right, order. Step down. Jury, go ahead and score witness 4. So boys, no more witnesses, maybe some more evidence. Okay, girls, we got to get to like remaining evidences.
Yeah, our last evidence is with our last evidence.
Okay, then let's get your last person, like, where you at, like 6 minutes.
We want to call Dr. Stanford to the stand.
Dr. Stanford to the stand, we got to make it quick. Maybe don't send Sierra. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, whoever you believe in? Jury, witness 5, Dr. Stanford.
So, do you have any identification?
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So, What did you see when you first observed the wolf?
Well, it was primarily a little larger than normal wolves, and its stomach was like bloated and puffy.
So it was mainly the stomach.
You know what? Actually, halt. Nope. Oh my gosh. Continue. Hurry.
Okay, so did you take an X-ray?
Yes, I did.
Can we see the X-ray? What did you see when you saw this X-ray? What was it in picturing?
Well, in the stomach, I saw a old woman. An old woman figure who was broken down by stomach acid.
So she was broken down halfway by stomach acid. Was there any way the grandma could survive the ordeal just being shoved down her throat?
No, with the sharp teeth and the process of digestion, it would be impossible for her.
Okay. There's lung contamination and lung collapsing.
Thank you. Cross-examine.
Yes.
Might I ask, when did you?
When I went to the house.
You went into the house?
Yeah.
The grandma's house?
Yeah.
Okay. Might I ask why were you? Oh, so it's doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
He comes with me just in case anyone's hurt.
I come with doctor. I come with detective to see if anyone's hurt.
Might I ask, do you know any dentists?
Not particularly.
Because I have a friend here who happens to be a dentist.
Last name.
Your last. This. And he could not be here, unfortunately, claiming that he had symptoms, saying that he didn't want to be contaminated. Now, he also said that you, is this true? What? That you had.
In time. Billy and Fabian, will you please step outside? Billy and Fabian, will you also make sure no one comes into the room for special meetings? You two girls, step outside. Step down. Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. What you doing?
Be quiet.
No clothing.
So we had to speed that up. I hate doing it, but we had to speed it. Go ahead and add up your stars. We're not going to give points for closing statements, obviously.